Hey friends, what is up? It's Maisie with Barbecue by Maisie. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you are coming back, I truly appreciate the support. Please consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that bell so you're notified of all future videos. All right, today we are getting an early start on this cook because we are making chuck roast burn-ins. Chuck roast burn-ins, or poor man's burn-ins, as some people call them, are a good substitution for brisket burn-ins. You don't always have time to make a brisket and use that point to make your burn-ins with, or if you're like me, I have not that many people to feed, so cooking a brisket all the time just isn't that logical. Of course, brisket burn-ins are going to be the preferred burn-ins, but these are honestly really tasty and a delicious option. So we're going to cook this chuck roast pretty similar to a brisket. I will be smoking it on my Pit Boss Brunswick today using competition blend pellets, and we're going to start off running at 250 degrees. All right, so it is freezing out here this morning. Let's get this chuck roast prepped and put on the smoker so I can get my butt inside. But first, we dance. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go. So we have our 2.5 pound chuck roast here. Usually I like to shoot for about 3 pounds, but this is the biggest that my store had to offer. You want to really look for good marbling when you're looking for a chuck roast for burnt ends. This one could be better, but it'll do. I have got a Pit Boss generic like garlic, salt, pepper rub, and I'm going to use, I'm not even going to say the word, I'm just going to call it W sauce as a binder. As far as your rub goes, you can really do whatever you want. You could just use salt and pepper or a beef rub. So let's get this seasoned. I'm just gonna pat that in a little bit and season the other side. So our chuck roast is prepped and ready to go on the smoker. All right, so the Brunswick is heated up to 250. For these chuck roast burn-ins, you could really smoke your chuck roast anywhere from like 225 to 275. I just think 250 works best on the Brunswick. All right, so let's get this chuck roast on the smoker. I do want to note that I do have the water pan full of water already. If you own a Brunswick, make sure that you do get water in that water pan when you're smoking. All right, here is our chuck roast. And I am just laying it right on that second rack. Close these doors and let her get a nice little smoke bath. For the burnt ends, we are going to bring this chuck roast to about a 165 internal temperature. I'm predicting it's going to take about 4 to 5 hours, but I'm just going to check that temperature in probably about 3.5 to see where we're at. So I will meet you guys back out here at the smoker in about 3 hours. All right guys, it's been 3 hours since we put the chuck roast on. I'm just going to do a quick temperature check. Okay, we are exactly 165. So let's do our next step. All right, I've got my big spatula here. I love any excuse to get this thing out. Oh, that looks so good. That color is insane. It up. Let's get our wrapped roast back on the Pit Boss. Roast just going right back on the second shelf. So now we're just waiting on an internal temperature of about 195. It's going to take up anywhere from like an hour to an hour and a half. This is a smaller chuck roast, so it could even go faster. All right, so I'm going to head back inside. You know I'm going to have a Diet Coke. I will see you guys out here in about 1 hour. All right, so it's been a little more than an hour, about an hour and 15 minutes, and we're at about 198, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. We're just going to let the roast rest for about 15 minutes before cubing it up. It's been 15 minutes. Let's get our roast unwrapped. Ooh, it's so juicy. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. Now we're just gonna cube this. Now that we have our roast cubed and in a tray, my tray is a little big here, we're just gonna do some brown sugar. I'd say about 1/4 of a cup. You could go more, go less. You could even add some butter here, honey. I don't want mine to be super sweet, so I'm not gonna add all that stuff. Then you'll need a barbecue sauce. I'm using Pit Boss's Texas Smoky and Spicy. I want to give them a nice little coating with that barbecue sauce. I'm just going to get a glove on now and kind of mix this all around. So now they're ready to go back on the smoker. Okay, so now that we have our burnt-ins back on the smoker, we're going to let them smoke at 250 for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. We're really just trying to get that meat nice and fall apart tender. The sauce should kind of start to be bubbling too, so we will check on it in about 1.5 hours. All right, guys, I let these smoke for another 2 hours, and oh boy, they look so good. Let's pull them off. And you know I got to give one a taste. So that cook from start to finish took about 7 hours, but it's going to be well worth the wait. This looks like actual candy. I got to give it a taste. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how good this is. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, come on. I'm going to rein it in a bit because those are incredible. Oh, I'm gonna be honest, guys, I can't wait to get inside and start eating. Whew. Okay, so you guys have got to give those a try if you haven't. It's seriously such an easy cook and the end result is amazing. So remember, if you don't have a brisket, it doesn't mean you can't have those tasty burn-ins. Try a chuck roast. It's so delicious, and then come thank me later. All right, guys, well, thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. I really appreciate it. Please consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that bell so you're notified of all future videos. If you're on Instagram, you can also find me there at Barbecue by Maisie. I would love to see you over there. All right, you guys have a great rest of your day, and until next time, see ya!